Hi, welcome to Podcast Heroes. We're your hosts, Billy.
Bentley.
And Aaron.
And we got a guest host this week, Kyle. I know we've referenced his name a couple of times in some other podcasts. Kyle, introduce yourself real quick.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle, or Fugazi. Glad to be here.
All right. What have you guys been up to this week?
I've been playing a lot of Heroes. I don't mean to brag, but I'm better than all of you. I'm the world's greatest. I'm ranked 24 now, up from like 38 or something.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a great week. I've been doing good, going up 2 ranks per game.
So what hero did you play to get you that boost?
My highest win ratio champion is Sylvanas.
Really?
I played a lot of Brightwing, but have surprisingly been losing a little bit. I had a really amazing 5-game Nova winning streak.
Yeah.
Which I never thought I was that good at Nova, but I was just really getting in the swing of it, and I was really enjoying it.
What about you,
Nice,
Bentley? What
nice.
have you been doing?
Well, I had to finish up my finals this week. Today is my last day.
Oh, you lucky duck.
So yeah, I didn't play a lot, but we did get a couple games in. We did a win just now with I played as Vala as usual, and she's still my most played and most wins, I think, on my profile. So yeah, just still going up.
What about you, Kyle? What have you been doing in Heroes of the Storm?
Well, I used to be an assassin player, but I kind of switched over to that specialist role. I love the split push and just the camps. Getting all the camps is really like my kind of thing. So my MMR's kind of dropped. I'm only getting 100 points per win, so I'm kind of getting mad, but it's all right. It's just beta.
Yeah, it's beta. I guess that's something we should talk about. We're going into news right now. Got some really exciting things. But the first thing I want to ask you guys, I guess concerning news, open beta just dropped. We're about 3 weeks away from game being released. What are you guys' opinion on, what do you think they'll do with the rank? Do you think they'll completely reset ranked play where we all start back at 50? Do you think they'll downgrade people? Do you think people will stay the same? What are you guys' opinion here?
I am hopeful that they do a complete reset on all MMR because I think it's fair. Because particularly thinking of the really OP build this week, OP Lee, as I call her, Lily. People have just been playing exclusively that one champion in Hero League, or whoever's the really broken champion at the time.
Like Stitches was for a while.
To kind of abuse the
so
ranking
on.
System statistically in their favor. Which can be argued, that's the game. Play the game to win. But also, I think if Blizzard says it was broken and then they fixed it, it was probably not intended, and they don't deserve the rank that they got because of it.
What do you hope, Kyle?
I hope they do a reset as well. This game's in beta, so I don't know. I feel like people in rank try out new champions on different maps and not knowing what the result's going to be, because if you play quick match, you don't know the map you're getting. So as this is just beta, I feel like a reset to 50 and all of them.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's nice to start out the game with just a clean slate. So I think that's pretty much expected, that they're going to wipe everything clean. Nothing too surprising, I don't think.
Yeah, I in my opinion, what I want them to do, I do agree. I think they should reset everyone to 50 for various reasons. But what I think they'll end up doing is just like what Riot does with League and Valve does with Dota and whatnot, is when their new season begins, they set people back some, but not a lot. That way, people, who were ranked 1 or, 10 and up for so long, who clearly deserve to be 10 and up, are more easily getting into 10 and up instead of having to play with all these brand new players. Because I know that'd be a pain for me if I have to reset all the way to 50 and suddenly I'm playing with people who aren't at my skill level and they're helping me lose games. And
that's a good point.
I know that would be pretty frustrating, but
which brings up an interesting observation. I've noticed that the level and the rank of people that I've been playing with when I queue alone is hugely varying. I have people way higher rank than me. I'm ranked 24 right now, And I've queued up at, like rank 28 and had people at like rank 19 and then people at rank 44.
I think what a lot of that must be is just a limited player pool. I know there's, how many people were you saying are playing this game right now?
I've heard 11 million.
But I would imagine that's across, Europe.
I think
NA,
11 million accounts created.
Yeah, and so I can imagine it would be, it's probably a limited player pool still. So, that's why, we're getting these challenger type queues where we're having to wait a few minutes before we're getting, a game. It's because they're just trying to find people around our rank, and once they can't do that, they're having to extend out. So an increased player pool will help, us get more players around our rank. Hopefully, at least that's the thought.
Have you guys had any problems with quick match with your hero lineups? Some bad mishaps? Because do you think they're gonna fix that with the game coming out?
Honestly, I don't think they will, and I kind of hope they won't.
They've been talking about it.
I know they've talked about it, but quick match is intentionally
supposed to
be. You don't know who you're pairing up with. It's it's quick, it's dirty. You're getting thrown together with 4 other players, and then you just go play the game. But to me, quick match is something you play to just have fun, or to complete a quest, or to play new champions. Like today, we'll get into this a little bit more when we talk about the free rotation. But I tried Lost Vikings for the first time, and my God, I was god awful.
You and about 11 million other people.
Every other person with Lost Vikings on free week, and people were getting so mad at me because of how bad I was. But I'm like, it's quick match. If you're wanting a high skill player, go play in ranked. Because this guy who I know is like level rank 35 or something, which I'm 10 levels at least above him. He was just trashing me the whole game, and it wasn't that fun. I mean, I just turned him on ignore at one point, but it's like that's my thoughts on quick match. I'm perfectly okay with them keeping it just a complete crapshoot. Just let what you get be what you get, and see what you can win with.
Yeah, I agree.
But I know, like Aaron, you said they've talked about making it a little more balanced, right?
Well, they've talked about if the other team has the support, then you have to have a support, because the statistics show that if the other team has the support and you don't, you're probably going to lose.
Wait, what are your thoughts, Kyle? Let's get you in on this.
I don't know. I like it all being random, honestly. Like, even though, supports win. Like, if you have a support and another team doesn't, you're going to win more. But it's quick match, so it doesn't really matter. You're just playing the champions to get a quest done or to get them to level 5. Like, I don't know if they care that much about winning.
All right. Well, if you have any thoughts or comments on this audience, just let us know in the comments section on whatever venue you're listening to this to, be it YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever. Just give us your opinion. Let us know. Let's dive into the news then. So we had a lot of hot fixes on Tuesday and Monday, rightfully so. I think the most important one that they talked about was what Aaron referenced earlier, OP Lee. Is that how you say it? What was the issue with her, Aaron?
Well, it was an issue that, it's been around for a really long time, and I've tried it numerous times, really, really far back. But I don't think it was a glitch. I think it was a design flaw, and they were trying to make Lily's Wind Serpent its own kind of viable build, which it totally is. It can do a ton of damage. I come out on top of damage a lot of my Lily games, but if you took all of the Serpent spells, it caused your Serpents to last longer, hit harder, heal on attack, and bounce. And when you bounced between minions and healed, it was almost like a too incredible heal.
Okay.
Well, my understanding of it was that that's always been working as intended, but when this last patch came out, there was a bug in the patch that made it so that the heal was too strong. That was my interpretation of it.
I definitely observed that in game 2. It was like the first heal hit, and then every heal after that was the bounce, was huge.
Yeah. Much stronger than it should have been. So, all right, Bentley, I know you got it pulled up on your computer here. What'd they do to fix it?
Well, it no longer heals its allies' target for enemies struck by the bouncing attacks. So basically, it will no longer heal them
After the initial attack.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's an appropriate fix.
Yep.
That way, people don't feel obliged to get the bouncing attack if they don't want to, since it would always just heal on the initial attack anyways.
Yeah.
I like that.
I kind of wish that it came in the form of a healing decrease to successive, chain hits, but I can see why they did it this way.
Is this like a horrible nerf to Lily?
No, she's still one of the greatest healers in the game.
Okay.
One of the
Yeah.
greatest healers, a pretty decent support. She's not the best support. I think nobody would, disagree with that. But, she's back in it. She's not winning games.
Yeah.
But I want everybody's opinion on this question here. Do you think Blizzard should have disabled her once they acknowledged that she was bugged? I think they acknowledged she was bugged. The bug started on Tuesday. And they acknowledged it on Thursday. So it took about 48 hours for them to acknowledge it, and then another 72 hours or so in order to fix the bug. Do you think they should have disabled her during that time? Or what was their thought process on keeping her active? Let's start with Kyle on this one.
Okay, I'm not really sure what their thought process was in keeping her active, but once you make that blue post on the forums, people see that, and now they know that she's broken. So now they're gonna play her. So I feel like she should have been disabled. Especially if you post about it. If you post about it, then you can't just leave her up.
Aaron?
I can see where you're coming from. Maybe she should have been banned from ranked play. I think that quick match, I think it would have been fine to leave it so that people can still play Lily. I don't think it was game breaking. There was counterplay. Focus the Lily was the strategy during this broken period. Kill the Lily first, and then kill everybody else, which is a little bit of a weird, unfair advantage.
Yeah. This kind of just supports what we were talking about earlier, how they're not going to they're going to reset everything. Blizzard knows that there's some broken stuff in this game still, or there is going to be, and once the game comes out, they're just going to clear it all out. That includes these Lily wins that everyone's been ranking up. That's probably why they didn't fix her automatically. They're just we'll get around to it with the next patch once we fix other bugs that were in this patch.
Me personally, I think I agree with Kyle. The second they put out that blue post, they should have disabled her, not only just for ranked, but for a quick match. I think I played, I didn't play that many ranked games from the time they acknowledged to the time they fixed it. Every game did have a Lily in it. I think 90% of those games had the Lily going the OP build. Some of the Lily players still didn't know about it, so they weren't doing it. But most of them went for the build. And there was only one game in there that I played that the Lily lost. And that was unfair. Thankfully, most of the times the Lily somehow ended up on my team, and the loss the Lily got was on enemy Lily. So it didn't affect me personally too much, but there were a lot of people who raged about it. A lot of people who said, the second Lily got picked, even in the draft chat, people were like, report that Lily. Report the Lily for playing a bug champion. And I'm like, my thought process is if Blizzard's not banning it or, disabling it from play, I'm not going to report the player for playing for something that's broken. But Blizzard should have disabled the champion and should have disabled it in quick match, because I played some quick match games for some quest, and I had to play against Lilies. I had to play with Lilies. It seemed like people felt obliged to play Lily, and that just doesn't seem fun to me. I think you get rid of her until you get her fixed.
Yeah, or they could have done something like a loss forgiven retroactively on all the games that were played during the week.
Yeah.
I think loss forgiven's kind of a hard thing to do. Because
especially
I think,
in 72 hours.
Yeah, exactly. 72 hours of gameplay, 11 million players. On top of that, it might not have always been the Lily making the game-changing plays. Just could have been a really big help. I like the thought process behind it. I think it's impractical.
Yeah, well, we'll see how they handle this situation again in the future. Maybe they'll just stick to the next patch, or actually put a band on a hero. I mean, have you guys seen that in other MOBAs?
Absolutely. I know Riot does it all the time.
For ranked play only, though?
No, for all play.
Oh, okay.
Just disables the champion. Which is what I like. I like that.
Yeah.
I think they should do that with any champion that's, bugged to the point where it's unfairly winning games. I'm trying to think.
Yep. And the next fix, major fix, we would say, is the issue with Abathur's symbiotic abilities to retain their cooldowns after switching targets.
That's right.
So I guess after an Abathur would cast on a target, his cooldowns would reset when he came back to his body or something, or switch targets.
Well, what it sounded like was if the champion that he did the symbiote on had cooldowns going, Abathur would get those cooldowns as well. So now they fixed it so that all the cooldowns are automatically reset on the symbiote, which is fair, because otherwise, what's the point of symbioting a champion when it ends up all 4 of his abilities are on cooldown, and then it's like, well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah. And then that's
It's pretty much the big ones, isn't
that's
it?
basically about it.
All of the rest of them, I'm pretty sure when I looked through, were just minor bug fixes, regular things that I guess if you played those champions, it might be significant for you.
Can I just ask one question?
Go for it.
So the first game I played after the patch, I was playing a ranked game, and someone asked, "Do you think they knew about the other Abathur glitch?" Apparently, he was saying that Abathur and Diablo combined by doing something he didn't really explain, but could knock someone completely off the map.
It was a Nubarak in Diablo.
Okay.
I think it was like a combination with Overpower and a Nubarak Spikes or Tunnel could literally knock a champion off of a map and kick the player out of the game. I never saw it happen. Someone just talked about it. It sounds like fantasy to me.
That
but
sounds horrible.
It could have been something that was actually happening.
Sounds like creepypasta.
Right. And, I mean, of course, we're looking at this, list of hot fixes, and I don't see anything that even talked about it, so...
Yeah.
Maybe that person was just pulling our leg, but...
Or maybe it is a secret glitch out there. If you figure it out,
let us know.
Let us know. I want to recreate it and show the world.
Yeah, I mean, you know how much I play Diablo. We get one of you 3 on an Nubarak, and we'll just go win games.
There you go. Just knocking them out of the ballpark.
Yeah,
quite
exactly.
Literally.
Climb to rank 1.
So, apart from fixes, we also got new skins. We got a Super Sonya, and the Martian Gazlowe is officially out.
Super Sonya looks really cool.
I haven't seen it in game. I've only seen the art of it, but I do like the art.
I mean, yeah, I'm not a big. I don't know. I don't have much opinions about the Super Sonya.
I really don't like either of these champions on my team in Hero League, so I could care less. I know Kyle. I know Kyle has played a good Gazlowe every once in a while, but he's even mentioned how much Gazlowe sucks or how much he hates Gazlowe. I know you like him, but
I've seen him solo a boss.
I've seen
Easily.
Gazlowe's solo teams.
It's kind of redonkulous.
And maybe the Martian skin will make him better for
There
me
you
and
go.
Kyle to like. So, you never know. Like they say, pay to win, right? We also got a pretty cool weekly sale. Jaina is half off. She's one of the more powerful assassins in this game. I know every competitive league game we see her picked pretty much in every single game.
Yeah.
As well as Country ETC. ETC needs a good skin. I am not going to play ETC until he gets a good skin, because every single one of his skins suck, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I have the Rockstar ETC skin.
And it
Yeah.
looks terrible.
Really? So you don't like the Rockstar?
I don't like any of them, but
Okay,
that's just
all
me.
right.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just biased.
Okay, but this Tassadar looks pretty intimidating.
The Crypt King Tassadar. It's a pretty cool looking skin.
I'll try to pull it up maybe.
I know it's definitely not as cool as that. What is it? Heroic skin or whatever. The real mythic skin. Is that what it is? The one where he's like a mecha Tassadar or something.
Mecha Tassadar?
Is that it?
Yeah,
that
Mecha
one,
Tassadar.
Yeah, that one looks pretty cool. Of course, I'm still holding strong. Still haven't spent any money on this game. Still very happy about that.
That's a shame.
I mean,
Don't worry, I spent money on his account for him.
Yeah, it's true. He
Yeah, I paid the $20 and it's every penny. I might buy some things.
It is
now.
worth the investment, guys.
Oh yeah, every penny. And once the game is out, I'm hoping that they might do some more I don't know, fun bonus sales or something like that just to kick off the game.
I played World of Warcraft for 10 years. They have enough money of mine, so I'm good. I'm not going to spend it
That's a
anymore.
good
I feel like that's a lot of people's
That's a
opinion.
good point.
Hey, speaking of which, I can't wait to get my card.
Hearthstone count.
And I didn't realize, but there's a reverse. If you're in the beta, you get a card back for Hearthstone.
Huh. Have you heard about this, Kyle? I know you're the big Hearthstone player out of all of us.
I have not heard about that. Actually.
After
I
100
would
wins,
know about that.
after 100 wins in Hearthstone, you get a Hearthstone card mount in Heroes of the Storm.
I will be using them. Okay,
I-
do you think they'll let us use it in Ring? Because we got it for free. So if you buy something in the store, you get that little pony thing, and they won't let you play that in Ring. Like,
They
that
won't?
makes me mad.
I
That's
never
a good
noticed
point.
that.
Yeah, no, the Wonder Billy pet is not available in ranked play, and I don't know why.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be fixed. I
And
don't
then-
think there's any reason for it.
And you had a post up about how they extended the Wonder Billy.
Yeah, and you can still get it until actual launch on June 2nd. You're gonna be able to, if you make a purchase in game, you're gonna get the Wonder Billy as well if it's your first purchase.
And
So,
I know, and I
Billy.
know once you buy the starter pack, I already have Wonder Billy because of what you got for me.
Yeah.
I know, and once you get the starter pack, once the game launches June 2nd, you get Billy the Kid mount. So I wonder if there's going to be big visual differences between the two or what. So that'll be something interesting to see.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk free hero rotation for the week. We got Lost Vikings, finally. It's been a few months
They
now.
listen to us.
Yeah, clearly, podcast Heroes Blizzard, we thank you for, listening to us and giving us your support.
Yep.
Even
so,
if you didn't, it's
next
fine.
week is Abathur, I think, is on the list.
Abathur. We need an Abathur. We got a Nubarak, Brightwing, Raynor, Kerrigan, Muradin, Nazeebo, and Thrall.
Nazebo.
Whatever. Same difference to me. It's an interesting combination. I like what Bentley was saying, though. I think December 16th was the last time Abathur was on free rotation.
Yeah.
And he's still not out.
It's just not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair to him. People want to play him, and he is stuck in this cage of not in the rotation.
He was one of those people that, right when he came out, I was like, well, I have to buy him. He is so cool.
And I don't even get a chance to play him. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll hop on Aaron's account sometime and play him, but
Yeah,
it
do.
seems like that's pretty much the only time I'll get to play him.
Yeah, we'll see. But, people hate seeing him on ranked games anyway. I'd rather spend the money on, like, a Tassadar or something that people actually like to see.
I don't think that's true. I see Abathur picked to counter Illidan quite often.
Okay. Or to go with Illidan a lot as well.
Yeah, that's true. I've
Yeah,
seen
Abathur-
Abathur Illidan do some work.
So you've seen him counter Illidan.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I've seen a lot of combos with Illidan.
Well, speaking of Illidan, who I think is still the strongest assassin in this game, we got his biggest counter in this free week in Brightwing.
Brightwing.
Nice.
I love it. Aaron's second
That's
favorite
not
champion. Oh, come on. You know it is. Or who do you think's Illidan's biggest counter?
Ficus.
Tychus. That's fair because Tychus's Q still does hit Illidan even when he's in dodge mode. I still think it's Brightwing just because of the polymorph.
I agree.
But polymorphs cause me so many problems on every other champion that I think Brightwing is just annoying to deal with anyways.
I've been able to solo Illidan's as Brightwing by cleverly kiting them and using your shield and just having just the right build and your passive timing.
All right, so you know what I just heard right there, Bentley? We got Kyle, who's a big Illidan player. We got Aaron, who's a big Brightwing player.
Oh my.
We need to have a 1v1 recording of this and see who wins first.
Yeah. I would like to see that.
I really don't think that a support would fare too well in 1v1 combat. I'll go with Kerrigan.
Nope, we heard you, Brightwing. We're going to do it. We'll put a video of it up on YouTube at some point, viewers, so keep an eye out for it.
But an interesting point is that Brightwing is the only support on this hero rotation.
That's true.
And so she made it into our top 5.
Yeah, usually.
That
usually,
easy.
Yeah, usually there is 2 supports and only 1 specialist, but this time it's flipped around. We got 2 specialists and 1 support. All right, so just talking about top 5 ultimate team of the week. We got Brightwing. Who are your other 4, Aaron?
So Brightwing is our number 1 support. we also had as permanent picks Raynor and Thrall.
Thrall's not free, guys.
Is Thrall not free?
I thought Thrall was free last week.
We'll double
He was
check.
free last week.
It's Raynor and Kerrigan, not Thrall.
Raynor
Okay.
and Kerrigan.
Well, hey, we just learned something new.
Well, there you go.
Right. It was that glitch where we were writing down all the champions who were free, and I hadn't Alt F4'd and closed the game and reloaded it today.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of this weird mixture of champions.
Yeah, you had a lot of free
It was
rotation
like-
champions.
It was like more than there are free champions were free for me for some reason.
Hey, ain't that something? Okay, so let's do it again. Brightwing, Raynor, Kerrigan.
And then we chose between Muradin
Okay.
and Anubarak because they're kind of situational. Do you need that punching bag that is Muradin, or do you want the little bit more damage that is Anubarak?
All right, well, let's have this discussion then real quick. I know Aaron's on the side of being able to flip them out. Me and Bentley have a love affair for Muradin.
Oh, yeah.
I think he would agree with me when I say we would pick Muradin over Anubarak at any point. Kyle, what's your thought?
I would pick a new Brack. I just do not like Muradin.
Well, that
Is
It's
it-
okay playing Muradin.
is it something-
I just think a new Brack's so strong.
It must be the beard that repels some
Anubarak,
people.
according to Hot Slogs, has either the second or the third highest win percentage in the game right now.
I did see that, and I mean, I don't know. That's interesting, but Muradin has been pretty consistent, like throughout this whole beta.
Muradin is strong.
Well, and I think the last patch made him
Yep.
the top tank in the game
Yep,
right now.
they
I
buffed
think-
his damage just 1 point, but that 1 point adds up quick in later levels.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely, and I mean, I've always been a warrior player in this game. Diablo was my favorite for a while, but with those changes that dropped last week, I'd take Muradin over Diablo. I'd take Muradin over ETC. I'd take Muradin over every other tank in the game.
Wow.
Just my own opinion. His stuns, the fact that he can have 2 stuns with his penetrating bolt, his ultimate stun locks people down. He has that stone form deactive that he
Avatar.
can do on Avatar. So he gets 50% health back over 8 seconds. If you do that when he's in his Avatar form, he does not die.
Yeah.
I have gone in on a 1v3 fight and not died and waited for my team to show up, and we ended up winning those fights because he doesn't die. I don't think there's a tank that can compete with Muradin right now.
Yeah, he can just stay in the battlefield way longer than Anubarak. That's just fact. I
But
mean,
Kyle was right. Anubarak does deal more damage, especially with those annoying beetles.
I agree.
Um,
And now they are smarter beetles.
They are
so, yeah.
so he's so don't get us wrong. He's not a bad pick. It's just Muradin's a better pick in our opinion,
In your opinion,
and my opinion should be the only one that matters. So that's 4. That's your 4, and then we got the 2 specialists. When would you pick Lost Vikings over Nazebo, whatever.
I would probably
I saw
say
that book.
in maps with 3 lanes,
So all of them, except Cursed Hallow and Haunted Mines.
and probably not Spider's Den.
But that,
A Spider's Den's
It's
map
so
is so
small.
small. Yeah,
they can get a lot of gems real quick.
that's true.
They can get a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
they also die very easy. So they lose
That's a good
it.
point. That's pretty compact in there.
Kyle, who would you pick? Lost Vikings or Nazebo?
I would think on most maps, I would pick Nazebo.
It's interesting because I know how much he plays Lost Vikings. So
Yeah, I haven't.
Like level 6 or 7 with Lost Vikings, but I
I,
think it really depends on the map.
okay, and Bentley.
All right, cool. I don't know. Lost Vikings. I haven't played them yet, but it's pretty. They look pretty intimidating. I mean, by what I heard today, what you just said, there's some pretty hostile talking about how you can't play a brand new hero apparently. So I'm gonna go Nazebo, but that's just because his skills are a lot more familiar. The AOE's, I time those really well, and yeah.
Yeah, I personally think short of being a StarCraft 2 Korean champion,
Yeah,
you should not pick Lost Vikings over Nazebo because that micromanaging, the micro you need in order to play the Lost Vikings to true effect, I've played RTSs since I could play video games. Command and Conquer was my first video game. I love RTSs. I couldn't handle doing it. So
Yeah, and we saw them used on Heroes of the Dorm, and successfully. They won the match, actually, the final match. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's... If you know how to play him, play him. But he is very hard.
They are very hard. Is that?
Oh, I'm
what
sorry.
did they-
I'm
There's
sorry.
3 of them.
Ah,
Come on,
jeez.
we got to go over.
There's a
We got to
whole
go over
game.
grammar here.
Yeah.
Apparently, we got to go back to grammar 101. All right, so that's a really exciting free week. I actually really like this free week. I feel like it's very diverse. It's not too heavy, like in certain categories, like we've seen other free weeks. Too many assassins, too many range, too many blah blah blah. This is a pretty balanced one outside of just one support. But then again, it's one of the best supports in the game. So I'll get over it. Kyle, we have you on as a guest this week because we wanted to feature something of yours. It's the Murky on Cursed Hallow. Why don't you go ahead and break this down for us? Why should we care about Murky on Cursed Hallow, and what do you do to play Murky on Cursed Hallow?
Murky on Cursed Hallow is the hidden free win, as Aaron saw with me earlier this week. Basically, his trait, if you don't know, which you probably do, is that you can place an egg anywhere on the map. And if he dies, he'll spawn there after 5 seconds. Like, this is super great for contesting those tributes that are so important in disabling all the towers and bringing the minions to 1 health. His Q is an AoE splatter, so basically like Abathur's ball on people, it just slimes them. His W is the pufferfish that everyone knows and loves that does a bunch of damage late game.
That used to be really strong in alpha.
I think it's really strong now. I mean, it does like over 1,000 damage, like per blowout.
Nice.
His E makes him invulnerable, and on Cursed Hallow, this is super great for getting past tanks and just disrupting the other team getting the tribute. And his R, not really particular to this map, basically just holds the target in place for 3 seconds. I don't even know what the other one does because this is like the only viable one. Okay, so level 1 on Cursed Hallow, and basically on every map with Murky, I take Bribe. It's just great for creating pressure because with his pufferfish, you kill waves so fast that your stacks on Bribe stack up so quickly that you can get so many camps in the game for your team.
Smart.
You get what?
Smart.
Yeah, I mean, I love Bribe on any champion. I think, Eric,
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some Raynors take it. I think there's better ones for like Raynor though.
Yeah, I can see it being weak on assassins, but certainly on like Brightwing, Murky. I don't even know who else has Bribe, but it's
Raynor.
Well, Raynor, yeah, but are those the only 3?
No, there's quite a few.
Anyways, I love Bribe in general.
I've
so.
never used Bribe. I don't know.
Zagara, I think.
Yeah,
Does Zagara
I know
have
a lot of specialists. I mean, a lot of people who are supposed to be getting camps have Bribe for a reason.
So you always go Bribe. What do you get at level 4?
Level 4, I get Living the Dream, and basically every 5 seconds Murky's alive, he gains 1% more ability power, up to an extra 15%. So this just makes it better for bursting waves and getting those stacks and getting more camp.
It should be noted these stacks are lost on death, so it's not completely overpowered like I just thought. I just looked it up. The stacks are lost on death, so...
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't take that long to wait. To stay
Right,
alive
5
for-
seconds, yeah.
Yeah, not that long.
What's 15?
75 seconds.
Alright,
75 seconds, okay.
So on level 7, on Cursed Hallow, I take the increased radius of pufferfish, and there's a trait that increases your basic attacks on slime targets, here, which I get on like every other map. But on Cursed Hallow, sometimes you can't get to the tribute, so you can basically put it down in like a relatively close range that's kind of safe, and it'll still hit the person capturing. So I think that's why it's pretty good to get the increased range if you can't get there.
Nice.
For level 10, Octo Grab. Not really much to say on that.
Octograb is so strong. I've seen you wreck so many people, and I'm like, how long is that hold?
Yeah, that hold lasts forever. It's
3
crazy.
seconds.
Wow.
I don't know. I missed the short.
I mean,
That doesn't sound... I was like thinking it was like 8 or something, by the way it feels in-game.
Yeah, 3 seconds is a very long time. All right, level 13. What do you go for?
Level 13. Here we go. Increase pufferfish damage by 35% on flying targets.
That's Wrath of Cod, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, all you want to do is just go in and Q first before it channels, and then it just does so much damage. Like, it's ridiculous, honestly. It doesn't even matter if you die, because they get, 0.25 XP, or a fourth of a kill XP for killing Murky.
Yeah, it's just nothing. It's like half a wave or something. It's
It's not even worth it.
Yeah, he's worth less than the Lost Vikings.
yeah.
A fish casts slime when it lands, so you don't even have to queue. And if you go and queue while people are slimed, your queue just does more damage. So, like, this is just setting up for like bursting people so hard. And level 20 on every map, I just get rewind. It's great for clearing like the bruiser camp by yourself because you're so squishy. So you have to burst the camp or you're gonna die. And with rewind, with slime, with pufferfish Q, rewind, pufferfish Q, but the thing's already dead, and you just get to walk away.
Rewind
Also,
is strong.
Also, if you get off your combo of a W, rewind, WR on anyone, like even a tank, they instantly die. Like, it's just ridiculous.
You think you do more damage with rewind instead of doing I'm looking at all of his level 20s. I see rewind, but another one I see is a shark 2, and it increases the damage of your octo grab by, what is that, 10,000%?
I think that's 10,000.
It says 10,000. You think that
It is 10,000.
Yeah, so the Q or the rewind combo is more potent than taking the 10,000% increase. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I really think it is.
Okay.
And also with rewind, if you're like losing the game, you can burst the keeps and forward with GWs and just doing them because those get slimed too.
That's true.
Like that, yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Nice. This build sounds like it could be useful on like other maps other than Cursed Hallow, obviously.
Oh yeah, I play them on like every map except like Blackheart's Bay because he dies so easily, so you lose the coins. I've managed to do it on the spider map because I don't know.
So here's one question for you, as I haven't played Murky at all, but I know the placement of his egg is key. Do you have any tips for that for the new players?
For new players, I would say be safer than you think because pretty sure people pay attention, especially in rank, to where you spawn after you die. Like, they'll know the direction you're coming from, and they'll find you. They'll find your egg so much easier. And if you're Murky and you just get one shot and then they have your egg dead, that's the worst. That's the worst death timer in the whole world. Like, it's just so annoying.
Oh yeah,
But
it's very satisfying to find that egg and then Murky just lights up as a spotlight on the map there, and it's just a race.
For sure.
I know I've seen you like in the games I've played Murky with you. When you start the game, you seem to set your egg by the furthest fort and the lane that you're laning in. Is that something you do consistently?
Yeah, I do that up until we have one of their forts, and then I'll put it like, because you know how on a lot of maps there's like some like weaving corners just like randomly instead of like a solid wall would be like kind of cut out so you can like loop around. I don't know if like you know what I'm talking about.
No, I think I remember seeing you doing it at the very least.
Yeah, so like there's a couple maps with that, so I just put it in there because no one's gonna like loop around there, and you can actually put that on their side of the map too. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you're not sure what he's referring to in things like Garden of Terror, I think Shire has them, Dragonshire.
Yep.
There are some points where there's like a hedgerows, and they make like a U shape, kind of situation. So I know I've seen Kyle put an egg like in the middle of that because champions tend not to walk through those.
I call them the ninja roads because you have to be a ninja to click super fast and click your person around manually because they'll never auto path through those.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yep, exactly. It's also really good if you can push past there because then they stop you until you like in their base and then you just spawn back there and they'll never like go back there to catch you.
Yeah, they never put
Then
two
all
and
you
two
do is just throw
together.
a puffer fish and then walk away, and then you go to a different lane, and then it's out their core again. So it's pretty legit.
Nice.
Well, this certainly makes me want to play Murky. That's for sure.
Yeah, I want to play Murky now.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be a champion, a specialist I can finally do something on, because I don't think I've played a single specialist to success yet.
And
He's squishier than assassins. I don't know.
Well, that's fine as long as I'm respawning every 2 seconds. I can live with that.
so Kyle, you're a nice guy, and you were playing a bunch of ranked with us this week. How far did you get? How far did you climb this week?
How far did I climb? I don't remember where I was on your last podcast, but I'm at like 28 now. I went on a pretty bad losing streak. I was like 1-9 on a day in ring.
Oof. Those days
I
happen.
was kind of shot.
Well, so what? We got a 28 in the form of Kyle. Bentley, what are you at?
Oh, I jumped a nice level just a couple hours ago, and now I'm 47.
All right, moving up in the world.
Did you play any ranked except for our Watch Us Climb?
I
game?
think I played like a couple ranked, and I actually lost. But
Oof.
since like it doesn't matter, it didn't drop me that much, so it was all right. But now that finals are over, I can kind of focus on
That's
some more
right.
heroes.
The important things. in
Yeah,
life now.
of course. It's summer. I mean, come on.
And then Aaron, you're at.
I am at rank 24.
So Aaron's the veteran here because I'm only at I think 26,
Jeez.
or I might be at 27.
You guys jumped some ladders.
Oh
there.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was
We
was
were-
like 38 or something.
Yeah, I think all three of us were gaining like 2 rank a win for a little bit there. That was pretty sweet. So.
Yeah.
Of course, as everyone listening to this knows, every week we do a Watch Us Climb segment. So we've all climbed a little bit. Bentley slower than the rest of us, obviously.
Hey, I'm gonna jump up real quick, and you guys are gonna be really surprised.
We're going to be really jealous, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet not.
Or maybe I'll just bring you guys down to my level. That's another option.
And bring us down to Elo hell, that's for sure. So the Watch Us Climb segment, I actually was not in this game. I missed out on this game, but the other, you three played it along with Colin.
Another nice guy.
Another nice guy. I believe the roster was Asmodin, Kyle on Asmodin, which is stellar. If you ever get a chance to play with Kyle on Asmodin, you'll probably win the game because he's really good at it. Colin was on Jaina, one of his strongest champions. Aaron was playing Rhaegar, who I've never seen play Rhaegar before.
I just got Rhaegar.
Good champion, though, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
And then Bentley was on Vala, and your rando was Anubarak.
Yep.
So, since I wasn't involved in this, I'm going to let you guys take over. Break it down for us. How'd you win? Why'd you win? Was the comp good? Would you make substitutions on it? Go for it.
So we ended up doing really well on Spider's Den because we focused on the objectives rather than focusing on chasing kills. And we had this huge lead early on, and we were just dominating. And but then we started to kind of throw a little bit because we kind of got cocky.
Yeah, we got greedy with the kills, and we pushed too hard, and basically we weren't focusing on the gems, which is the whole point of that map. So that just goes to show that you better be doing those objectives because that's really what's going to win you the game.
So, how was your guys' camp taking in that? Looks like from the roster you have, I think Asmodin's one of the weaker camp taking specialists. Jaina can't really solo. Vala can't really solo. Raynor, of course, can't solo. Anubarak maybe just by being able to outlast. What was it like taking camps in that game versus your enemy team?
Well, actually, you said Raynor. I was on Rhaegar.
Rhaegar,
But
sorry.
I actually was. I went a more damagey build so that I could solo like the siege camp early on. And the camps were, I would say, permanently on cooldown. Particularly Boss was almost right at cooldown. And we got it every time.
Yeah.
No, they got it once.
We got it once, and then by the time it did they get it once? Oh, they did, and we immediately
You got the first
countered
one,
it.
they got the second one.
Yeah, and then we immediately countered it.
Because I know you guys were playing against a Sylvanas, who's arguably the best camp taker in this game. I'm surprised. I figured you guys would have been losing out on the camps pretty heavily.
Basically, the teamwork makes the dream work, folks. And I mean, if you have more than one person getting a camp, that's that's good. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, any role, any hero at all.
If you see someone waiting by a camp, just go to the camp.
Don't make them ping you, okay? Out of courtesy, go for it.
Just do it. Camps win games.
They'll love you, and then they'll probably just follow you around because they love you so much.
There you go.
All right, so with this roster, is there anyone you wish you had instead of somebody else? Is there a champion you wish had been there in place of something, or what?
Honestly, I mean, Anubarak was needed. I mean, he was our only warrior, but they really didn't get close enough for them to really do that much damage. I kind of went and comboed with Colin because he has Jaina, and a lot of her abilities do these cold things and like
Slows
cold,
them down.
yeah,
or freezes
cold
them.
effects.
Okay, yeah.
And I went the build that I do. I think it's 40% more damage to disabled targets. That includes cold stuns and all that, you know. And my ult was also the Rain of Vengeance. So we were comboing each other really well towards the end of the game.
Yeah, Anubarak did occasionally spikes or burrow, I guess, into like completely just out of the fight entirely. They're like, well, and there goes our take.
Yeah, it was interesting to see their ETC randomly just drop like out of position.
Their ETC was pretty bad. He would Skyfall or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Crowd dive, I think.
Crowd dive. There you go. He would crowd
Stage
dive.
dive.
Stage dive. That's
Stage
what
dive.
it
There
is.
we go.
He would stage dive like behind people who were pushing lanes.
And then Brightwing had the need to go help him, so he would also come with. And then
there was a 2v5 with the entire other part of their team like pushing top.
yeah, I don't. They weren't doing as good as teamwork as we were, and that's pretty obvious.
They did not make the dream work.
They did not, obviously.
All right, well, there you go. There's your Watch Us Climb for the week. As a reminder, it's Asmodin, Jaina, Rhaegar, Vala, and Anubarak on Spiders. So, you know, always fun. I guess that pretty much wraps it up for us this week. Another successful podcast week, week 4. We're doing this, guys.
We're doing it.
We got a week 4. As always, check out our Facebook page. We'll put up a link in the description. Check out our YouTube if you're on SoundCloud and vice versa. Also check out Kyle's Hearthstone video. He's a great Hearthstone player. I think
I just uploaded his video yesterday. It's a Hearthstone, and it's actually Kyle, teaching me what I should be doing and how not to be so terrible at Arena. How did you go 7 wins?
I think I got 6.
6 wins.
Wow.
But
6 more than I would have got.
let us know what you think about that video style. We think that we're going to keep that up. I've been still playing a lot of Pillars of Eternity. I think I'm going to be probably going back through and doing a Let's Play of it, and then maybe launching some lore-related videos where I dive deeper into kind of the mind reading that goes on in that game.
Yeah, so if there's any video games you want to see the nice guys play, anything like that, we got a wide, diverse group of people here who all play different kinds of games. So shoot us an email at niceguysnetwork@gmail.com. Let us know if you have any just general questions, comments, concerns, anything dealing with Heroes, anything dealing with any other video game, really. I know Civilization's about to put out a new expansion, so I'm pretty excited. We'll probably be doing that for a while. So, we got everything covered here. At that, Bentley, take us out.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for listening. This has been Podcast Heroes, where we podcast about heroes.